Keeping my retro gaming collection in mint condition is important to me for several reasons. One of them, keeping them clean and in working order. While there are many ways to clean your cartridge-based games, the best way to keep them clean throughout their entire life is putting them in a Collector Protector gaming case. Preventative maintenance is the best maintenance. Not to mention, they make them in many different sizes for multiple types of games, game boxes, Funko Pops, VHS tapes, and even gaming consoles. I've invested a lot of time and money into my collection, and I want it to stay working and looking great as long as possible. Thanks to the help of Collector Protector, I'll be able to enjoy my collection for years to come. Get yours today at www.collectorprotector.com and start protecting the games and collectibles you love. Also, follow them on Instagram at Collector Protector for updates on new products. What's up, nerd geeks and gamers alike? It's Nerdy Nick, and I'm back with another video. In today's episode, we're going to be going over and reviewing one of my favorite games that's come out this year, and it's none other than, quite frankly, Sydney Hunter and Curse of the Mayan for the Nintendo Switch. So this right here is a press kit that was sent to me by Collectorvision, and you can see it's really awesome. It is made to look just like a NES, game. It's got screenshots on the back. It's got details. And I'm going to read you some of this right here, right now. It says, Sydney Hunter and Curse of the Mayan. The Maya calendar Hab nears the end of the Great Cycle, marking the start of Wayeb. 5 nameless days that are considered to be extremely unlucky. During Wayeb, I believe that's how you say it anyways, the Maya believe the world is vulnerable and defenseless. Fear fills the hearts of all Mayan civilization. In this time of weakness, Kukulkan, the feared deity, descends to the ancient temple to stop the Great Cycle from starting anew. Doomsday draws near. Unless a savior emerges to stop Kukulkan desire to freeze time. You play as Sydney Hunter, an explorer who happens to get trapped inside the Mayan pyramid while he is exploring the region. He soon discovers that Kukulkan has broken up the important Hab calendar in 7 separate pieces and hiding them throughout the area. This has caused chaos and time freezing if the Hab calendar is not found and put back together in time. The local Maya asks Sydney to now go out and find all 7 pieces of the Hab calendar, defeat Kukulkan, and bring peace and balance back to the Mayan civilization and restoring time to continue. Wow. Sounds like being at the wrong place at the wrong time, am I right? So let's go ahead and open up the press kit here. And for all clarity purposes, I was sent this to review. So there we go. We got that out of the way. So we've got an NES cart of the game. Now, unfortunately, it's not a game. It's just a visual, aesthetic collecting piece. But I thought it was really cool that they went out of their way to go ahead and make a false cart and the box just for, the press to show off and whatnot and reviewers. But I really appreciate this. This is really cool. It's going to go right back up on the shelf. Alright guys, so we've got Sydney Hunter and Curse of the Mayan for the Nintendo Switch. So I think without further ado, I should probably review the game. Screenshots and gameplay in 3, 2, 1, blast off! So right here, at the beginning, they have the title screen, Sydney Hunter and the Curse of the Mayan. The font looks very much like a Indiana Jones movie title, and I just gotta say, I love it. The look of it, it's great. It's very nostalgic. Reminds me of even DuckTales with the orange and red and yellow font. And also, the soundtrack is great. I love that it's always thumping. It's always a very fast, upbeat soundtrack. It keeps the action going. It keeps the backgrounds pushing and driving you forward. Really good stuff. Now let's go ahead and see where I left off in the game to get the review started. So you can definitely see you have an inventory system with different main weapons as well as sub-weapons and potions and elixirs to help your health, as well as relics that you collect in the game, and skeleton keys that get you from room to room in this Metroidvania style game. One thing I also have to love about this game is the attention to detail. So even Sydney Hunter, when he goes underwater, the music becomes less loud and the sounds are very muffled. It's very cool, very cool. This game also has no shortage of enemies you would find in a cursed Mayan temple. Very much so like the mummified Mayan zombie. Bats, scorpions, giant scorpions, jellyfish underwater. We've got spiders, flaming bat creatures, and much more. I also really like and appreciate all of the traps within every level. While some are very obvious, you don't know necessarily which piece of the floor is going to fall out from under you, or when exactly that spike is going to shoot through the floor. It just adds for fun and intense gameplay. Now, like I said earlier, how this game pays attention to detail, these guys actually put in the real hard, solid work of real references to real-life Mayan culture, and whether it be from the stones and the bricks in the structures, in the backgrounds, to the Mayan gods themselves, it is amazing. And one of these bosses right here is a Mayan god by the name of Kinich-A'au, if I said that right. And he's the sun god, which is really cool in the fact that they got the real basis behind these characters into the game. The bosses in this game also heavily remind me of boss types like you would see in the Mega Man series. They look and feel very much like it, and I think that's a great homage to that classic series because, at least for me, those boss levels, boss fights in the Mega Man games were tough as nails, and these guys are not any easier. Alright, victory is ours. Now let's go ahead and move on. After you beat each boss, there's a part of the calendar that comes down and becomes whole again with the rest of the pieces. There are 7 pieces, so there are 7 bosses in this game, plus the main boss at the end. I want to say that they do a very good job at centering you after a long level and long boss fight by bringing you back to the hub world, where you can later decide which room you're going to go to next by how many skulls you have. Each door to each world is unlocked by having a certain amount of crystal skulls, which is also another cool Mayan artifact. I really like the look of this game. I like the detail. I like the environments especially. It does very much feel like you're playing in a cursed Mayan tomb or Mayan temple. With all the traps, all the spikes, you know, the fire pits and whatnot, it does set for a very fun and exciting looking atmosphere. The gameplay and control itself is very good. It's not sloppy, everything feels very tight, and that was one thing that I was really worried about with environments like this and loose gameplay control. I'm glad things are very tight, that way there's not a whole lot of like sliding off of you know, pillars and whatnot, and just to make for like cheap gameplay that makes things hard just to be hard. Whereas this game is hard, but you can beat it with actual gaming skill. And I will say that this game does progressively get hard, and it's not just a, oh, you beat level 1, well now the game is going to go from normal to very hard in the blink of an eye. This game works you up to that point, and I think it does a very good job. I'm very satisfied. And there you guys have it, my review for City Hunter and Curse of the Mayan. On the Nerdy Nick scale, it gets a 9.1 out of 10. This game is almost perfect in every aspect. It is a great, modern, retro, Metroidvania style game that we really needed this year. I'm so happy that I got to play this game, review it, and share my happiness and joy of this game with you guys. Let me know in the comments down below if you've played the game, and I believe right now it's actually on sale, so get it while it's hot, guys. Again, thank you to Collectorvision for sending me the game to review, and I hope that you guys build upon the success of this game and take all the criticisms and make an even better City Hunter, and who knows what other adventure he's got going on next. Alright guys, thanks for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.